Hello and welcome to Stuff. My name's David Waddell and today we're going to be looking at vocabulary to do with tea because I've just invited some friends to come around to my house to have tea. In fact, this is something I do every fortnight. Now, what does fortnight mean? Well, in the United Kingdom, fortnight means 15 days, so basically 2 weeks. So every fortnight I invite friends around to have some tea. English friends, of course, because as you know, tea is a very English drink, or a very British drink, should I say. So, what do we have here? We have everything we need to make the perfect cup of tea. Now, of course, tea is also very, very popular in Japan and China, and some people say that the reason the life expectancy of Japanese and Chinese people is so long is because they drink so much tea, And for example, green tea has a lot of health benefits. For example, it helps to protect you against cancer, these sort of things. We have lots of different types of tea as well. We have, as I said, green tea, red tea, white tea, and also Earl Grey tea, for example, loads of Darjeeling as well. Here we have just normal English breakfast tea, because I know that's what my friends like. They like English breakfast tea. So what's the first thing to do? The first thing to do is to boil water. Now for that, every English household has one of these things, a kettle, which is spelt with a K, as you can see, a kettle. Basically, we use it to boil water. We don't use it to boil milk, You can only put water in here. If you put milk in here, you will break it. So, open it up, pour in the water, close the lid, of course, and then you have a lead which goes into the mains and you plug it in. Then press down this button here, press it down, and it starts to heat up, It takes about 2 minutes to boil, to boil. So this is a kettle. Now, in every household in England, you will find a kettle. Here, it's not so common. But even now, you're beginning to find kettles being sort of sold in big supermarkets and for example, Corte Inglés, things like that. You can find kettles nowadays. What else do we have? After we've boiled the water, we need to pour the hot water into, of course, one of these. Now, what is this in English? A tetera. How do you say that in English? Good. Teapot. A pot for tea. A teapot. A teapot, yes? So we have the lid, the lid of the teapot, and the various parts. For example, this is called the spout. The spout, And then the other side, we have this, which is called the handle. The handle, So we have the lid, the spout, and the handle, Now, some people like to heat the teapot before putting the water in, before putting the hot water in, so that they put in a little bit of hot water, they move it around to make sure it's warm, and then they pour in the hot water. Okay, so, of course, now you can add a tea bag, bolsa de té, or you can add in loose leaf tea, So you just spoon it in, for example. So you spoon it into the teapot and wait for it to brew, okay? It's a very interesting verb, this spelt B-R-E-W, brew, not brew, but brew, which means just to wait until all the tea has infused into the water. Okay, now in England, of course, we usually have tea with milk, We usually put in a little drop of milk, una gota de leche, So a little drop of milk, like this. That's it, that's enough. And cold milk, not hot milk. We never use hot milk, only cold milk, And if you have a sweet tooth, you put in sugar, of course, So here we have some sugar, incontable, some sugar. However, you will hear people say, I take 2 sugars. Now, what they're saying is 2 spoonfuls of sugar. So you will hear people say, I have 1 sugar, 2 sugars. But in general, of course, sugar is uncountable, yeah? So you put in the sugar. I'm going to have 1 sugar today, so put it in there. Good. And here, if you have loose tea, you can put in the little leaves into this, yeah? And just put it in there, for example, and leave it to brew, yeah? I also have some biscuits, yeah? Some lovely biscuits, or cookies, as they say, biscuits for my friends. So that's all we have time for, really, because I'm expecting my friends any minute now, so they should be here. In fact, I can hear the bell. Okay, I'm going. Take care. Bye-bye.